Many people would say, of course, I want to solve climate change, as long as doing so doesn't affect my money, my family, my job, my social status, that I see as my social relevance and power, my sexual process or my credit seeking process, social credit seeking or exchange and transaction dynamics, my validation seeking process that supports this exchange and transaction dynamic, or the stability of my day-to-day life process. So how many hoops does the ego feel that it's unquestionably necessary for it to jump through, for it to then take action to solve for climate change? And in essence, is this first, just the first bullet point, does it say, well, climate change resolution to the ego is a non-starter. We don't even want to do that. How could you even contemplate doing that if it's going to mean the supposed loss or dinging me or my family or my culture or my nation in all of these seeming ways that must be transformed if we want to generate a sustainable life process for humanity? If the ego says, if it's going to mean I'm going to make less money, I'm not in. I'm not going to participate at all, because that's just crazy talk to the ego. If it's going to diminish my comforts and my recreation or fundamentally change my lifestyle, well, of course, I would fear it and be resistant, have aversion, and not want to hear the messages related to the emergency that we're in regard to climate change. If it triggers my fears or insecurities, or requires me to face and transcend them, or would require me to operate differently than I have in the past historically, then that is a discomfort, aversion, and fear and pain generation dynamic of imagining that it's not going to be a fun ride to transform life process on this planet to solve for climate change. If it's going to keep me from getting what I want egoically for myself or for my children, or them experiencing what I want them to experience or what they want to experience, what we would refer to in America as life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness through money and greed and power, technology and controlling others and status seeking and that kind of stuff, then we don't want to do it. So the ego resists even hearing the messages related to climate change. So neither I nor my family I don't want to do it if either I or my family are required to endure consistent or significant change or discomfort or seeming loss of anything we currently have or could have in the future or want to have in the future, i.e. that the I thought, the personality, wants to appear conscious while operating unconsciously from duality. We would suggest that only through humble surrender of the illusion of the I are we able to operate optimally or consciously, and that in this process, none of us are better than any others, including John. None of us are further ahead than anybody else, and we never will be, and it's impossible to be. And we get that quite often the ego only feels safe transforming if it assumes it is somehow hierarchically or status-wise better or more special or different or ahead of other people that it assumes it's competing with, or other egos it assumes it's competing with.